and I'm honored to introduce our speaker today, Professor Carolina Plescia of the University of Vienna, who is a leading international scholar on the study of voting and democratic processes. Carolina's talk will give us a preview of her forthcoming book with Oxford University Press on the meanings of voting for citizens, which is one of the scholarly contributions of her ERC project on this topic.
Now, about voting itself, we know quite a lot. We know why people vote, how they vote, and also how the role of political campaigns in bringing people out and participate. We have pretty established theories about voting behavior and vote choice, and this is the departing point. And this is all very good, very necessary. But what I claim is that what we don't know is about how ordinary citizens see voting itself, which doesn't mean studying whether people vote or how they vote, but it means studying how they understand the act of voting, how they understand their role within electoral democracies. The key questions of the book is to, as I said, understanding what the terms voting means for ordinary citizens, whether there is a meaning that people give to the mark they put on the ballot paper, how these citizens' conceptualizations and perceptions of voting differ, and whether it is true that there is an issue with electoral democracy today, how apparent is this crisis of democracy. What we find is that indeed meanings of voting are related to political participation, not just voting, but any type of political participation, even if there are differences across these different activities that we have within the non-electoral participation. Having no meaning is indeed related to abstention, while anti-voting meaning seems to be related to alternative forms of participation, especially demonstrating and online participation, such as signing petitions.
My question is, based on your research, do you see any of these different meanings of voting to be clearly preferable to strengthen democracy? And if so, are there steps that governments or organizations could take to strengthen the types of meanings of voting that support democracies? Of course, assuming that they want to.
It's interesting you use the word support, because what we did in chapter 8 with André Blais, we study specifically whether there are certain meanings among the ones I discussed during my presentation that are more supportive of democracy and those who are unsupportive of democracy. So we looked at the correlation between these meanings and support for democracy and support for democratic elections. And what we found out is that there is the strongest association is with allegiance meanings of voting. So the conceptualization of voting that is more clearly related with democracy is allegiance. So seeing voting as a way to, conceptualization of voting as a right, but also as a way to contributing to the existing political regime. The second part of the question, what can be done to have more of these meanings, it's a harder one. On the one hand, this is something we discuss in the book, we look at which electoral systems or voting methods are more related to allegiance of voting. But we also discuss the possibility of developing programs of civic educations that would emphasize aspects such as system protection and feeling part of the system. So basically, seeing voting not as a way to necessarily see someone winning or someone losing, but as a way to keep the system, the democratic system alive.